Hi, my name is Sarah, and this is Mr.
Henry, Frederick Henry.
In what city and country were you born?
I was born in France, in Brittany, which is a region of France, and in Brest, which is a port in that region, on the Atlantic.
Cool. To the United States.
I first came when I was 28. I worked in New York City, and then I met my wife, who's from Arkansas. She's from Bentonville. And then we moved to France, and moved to Arkansas afterwards.
When did you come to Bentonville then?
To Bentonville?
Yes.
8 years ago.
8 years.
In 2005.
That's the same time I moved here. What was the culture like there?
Well, I lived in Paris, which is a big cultural center.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I lived in Brest, where I was born. And actually, in the country, in Brittany, people don't speak French. People speak French, but they also speak Breton, which is a Celtic language.
Oh, cool. I did not know that.
And it's more, I come from a pretty big city, but it's pretty rural around.
Okay.
It's like the main industry is food industry, with a lot of farming and
All right, have you changed culturally since arriving in the area? Like, has the way your customs in food or clothing or family connections changed?
I think so. I think, yes. I think my relation to people, to people I don't know, like every day has changed. It may be because of the job I do, because I'm in the hospitality business. But also because I've seen that happening around me. And when I go back to Paris, for example, I smile too much. People look at me bizarrely.
Oh, that's my favorite thing so far. Smiling too much. What challenge did you or do you have in learning English?
It's very hard for me to use vowels and the emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
Words like misery doesn't mean the same thing. For me, I have to think about it,
Okay.
And vowels are very difficult too.
Did you speak English before you moved here? You said you did.
Yeah, I spoke British English, which I learned in school,
Okay.
and I also learned because I went to England a couple of times.
Okay, so some of the terms were different or had different meanings over there.
The terms are the accent too.
That's
For example,
true.
I used to be from France, and I'm from France.
France sounds so much more. So much more.
So much more British.
Yeah. I like to pretend I have British accents.
Oh.
I don't. I wish.
Like quite a few people ask me if I'm from New Zealand or
Mhm.
Australia,
Okay.
and I usually tell them that they have the planet right.
That's perfect. What do you believe it means to be an American?
Well, it means a lot of things. I'm very proud to be an American. I became a citizen last January.
Yay,
So it means,
congratulations.
thank you. It means a lot to me. And I think it's a country that's reinventing itself all the time. I think it's a country that's the most adaptable ever. And it's a big difference because I come from a country which pretty much relies on its past. Not
Mhm.
entirely. I don't want to make a cliche there. But in France, people, refer a lot to France past.
Okay.
And it's harder for us over there to
change things.
Yeah, to change, to adapt to new things. I mean, it's not that hard, but there's more resistance than here.
Mhm.
And here there's more will to go to new things.
As you
And also,
find
recently when I went to France,
Mhm.
I had this conversation with a friend who became French.
Oh, okay.
So I was able to compare the two processes, and the becoming an American process, I thought was very meaningful. It was a very low paperwork
Mhm.
amount, like maybe 2 pages with very basic information, and the whole process was very meaningful, ending with a very touching ceremony. While the same thing in France was a lot of paper, a lot of time, very complicated, and my friend found out he was French through a mail. So,
Well, see in my note cards.
all right.
But I want to thank you for doing this. It was really fun.
Thank you.
Uh,
It's fun for me too.
It's good